Uh, Thank you, Madam Speaker. I concur with what my colleagues have stated on this, the County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2023. Madam Speaker, as you are aware, this is just what we call the budgetary cycle process. And I think we need to thank the Supreme Court because when the start of this Senate, the National Assembly thought that we should not be part of any budgetary making process. But these are the fruits and the growth of devolution that continues. So, Madam Speaker, sorry, I want to say that some of us have mixed feelings about money going to counties. Madam Speaker, as you are aware, and I want to put the record straight, I have seen my colleagues, for the convenience of microphones and media, and to excite public, they have made very serious assertions that we did slash money that was going to counties. Contrary, there is an increment, and in the hindsight of institutional memory, Madam Speaker, in 2022-2023 financial year, after protracted third basis, the formula that we used, we allocated counties in this financial year 370 billion. Madam Speaker, we have pushed the increment to 385.3 billion. This shows the commitment of Kenya Kwanza and the President, His Excellency, in protecting and nurturing and growing devolution. So the public and Kenyans should be aware, against all our political leanings, that there is a total increment going to counties of 15.3 billion additional. And we want to thank the government for that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is unfortunate, and I've heard in other news very senior leaders telling the government, don't tax, then asking the government, why are you not paying judges? Why are you not paying wazee? Why are you not, the government projects are stalling? There is only two options, Madam Speaker. As we talk, Kenya public debt is approaching 10 trillion Kenya shillings. There are only two options. Either we borrow more, which is not tenable, or we tax and see loopholes and leakages of taxation. And I have seen the former Prime Minister say the same thing that we are saying, that make sure you ensure there is tax expenses and there is no government wastages. Madam Speaker, that is why the Finance Bill 2023 should pass as is without changing a comma. Because, Madam Speaker, the reasons are following. One, Madam Speaker, the Finance Bill 2023, there are no new taxes. I want Kenyans to get this straight. There are no new taxes that have been introduced in the Finance Bill 2023. Madam Speaker, when you talk about financing housing levy fund, for example, Madam Speaker, we are saying give 3% and we are capping at 2,500 Kenya shillings. The employer gives 3%, you give 3% to match. And we are saying these are saving. After 7 years, Madam Speaker, you can get back your money, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the reason I'm saying this is under Article 43 on economic and social rights. I have seen people saying government does not have business in building houses. But the people will equally saying, they will be accusing government and tell Madam Speaker, as they are aware of the Constitution, that government needs to submit the report on implementation of human rights situation in the country. Part of human rights is right to shelter, food, clothing, education, health. And it is captured, Madam Speaker, in the Constitution. So any leader who says that government does not have business in building houses, I think it is very unfortunate because more than, and I want to repeat on the floor of the House, more than 5.6 million Kenyans live in slums. Even where I come from, Nandi, Kapsabet, there are slums. Even a small town like Imaki, there is a slum called Kibra there. It doesn't mean that we want to pass this finance bill as is. And therefore, I think, I know, Madam Speaker, all of us are excited to, I don't have a problem with the minority side, including my brother, Senator Maruma. They have a right to oppose. But they should allow the government to fix the mess that he was on the other side. I remember during the handshake, and Senator Maruma was leading in the choir. In fact, I remember when the finance bill was being passed, there was tyranny of numbers, and Senator Otsosi at that time was a diligent member and supporter of finance bill in the National Assembly, Madam Speaker. And therefore, we need to be honest. Where do you want Senator Ali Robert to raise this money? I normally see, Madam Speaker, I was shocked over the weekend. I saw a very respectable member where we serve in the board of the Sacco of Bunge, telling the people we want to secede. Then before closing the comment, he tells the Deputy President we need roads. So what are you saying? Madam Speaker, as a country, we must speak truth not only to power, but to ourselves and accept the reality. Madam Speaker, in quick succession, because I have 4 points. So I want to confirm, I've seen people saying if the finance bill passes in the parliament, we shall do the wider public assembly. Why are you disturbing Kenyans? Article 1 gives us power to exercise the sovereignty and the power indirectly. Kenyans voted last year. Why would you want to go and disturb Kenyans, Madam Speaker? Yet we have voted. You are there by right as the Speaker. Why would somebody imagine that you cannot preside the House and therefore go outside there and make noise, yet we were elected to preside over? So, Chair, I want to confirm, and you know we have tremendous respect to the Chair of Finance and Budget. You know he's one of our principals in Kenya Kwanza and a party leader, and I can see he's excited about it, which is okay. So I want to confirm to the whole country, this finance bill shall pass, we will raise the revenue and confirm to the nation that the revenue that should be raised will be used in a prudent manner. The second point and final is that, Madam Speaker, I have mixed feelings, especially I have seen there is an increment to Nandi County, and this one will be my closing remarks. Madam Speaker, I have mixed feelings. Because if you want to know where corruption is, the headquarters of corruption, lethargy, mismanagement of county resources is Nandi County under a governor by the name called Sang. Because, Madam Speaker, a few days ago, there are many women who have lost lives at Kapsabet County Referral Hospital giving birth. Why should a woman in this time and era die while giving birth? I thought it should be the other way, giving life. Madam Speaker, and it is sad that we are pushing to increase money to Nandi. Madam Speaker, I want to challenge the finance and budget so that we don't, I've heard we are making sweeping statements, all counties are corrupt, all counties are not functioning. I want us to come up, and I expected the Chair of Finance to listen to this, bring a policy or legal intervention to stop counties like Nandi County, who are perpetuating corruption, from receiving their allocation until they show prudent use. If Mandera is doing very well, let them get their money. If Mandera is doing very well, let them not be condemned because Nandi is perpetuating corruption. We must, as a Senate, bite the bullet, Madam Speaker. And you know the problem with the EACC and DPP? They are partners of crime. You report a misappropriation of funds in Nandi, they go and tell the governor there is this issue, they see each other, you may attend, that is it. The people who reported are now the target of being hounded political witch hunt, and even witch hunt by the EACC and the DPP as opposed to the perpetrators. Madam Speaker, we should not allow, and therefore I want to condemn what is happening in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital and other hospitals, Madam Speaker. You will find our governor, Madam Speaker, and it is sad because Nandi, in the financial year, it cost 6.9 billion. We have increased to Nandi 7.3 billion. But you will find my governor changing himself on the runway tarmac of the JKIA, moving from the Etihad to Kenya Airways, from Kenya Airways, Emirates, from Emirates, Lufthansa, from Lufthansa, any other, even private, Madam Speaker, at the expense of what we are allocating, Madam Speaker. I feel so painful that 6.9 billion, we are increasing to 97.3 billion. There are no drugs in hospital, more than 196 facilities in Nandi. When you go to Maraba, you go to Kapsabet, you go to Mosoriat, you go to Kabiet, you go to Chepterwe, Madam Speaker. In fact, I am of the opinion that I have seen in your bill, Senator Roba, that even LT should go back to the national government, because counties cannot manage. In fact, I have appealed to the president that if other counties refuse to relinquish the LT function, to the national government. I, as the senator of Nandi, I am requesting the president personally to take over the health function for Nandi County. Because my people are dying, I am tired of burying them, I am tired of attending funeral services, simply because of negligence of somebody who should be doing their job, Madam Speaker. And we have agreed, our governor, since he is serving second and final term, that he can just, we can just pay him salary and allow us to take these functions to national government for the president to assist us. Roads, Madam Speaker, you are our neighbor, and I know you have passed Nandi and you admire Nandi. We are not well. The roads are pathetic. We can't take our produce to the market. We can't take our milk. Can you believe our milk is getting expired before it reaches the market? Can you believe the maize? I see the issue of unga. My brother Senator Utsosi is my neighbor but cannot access the unga. Yet I have unga because of pathetic road state, Madam Speaker. Even myself as the senator, I cannot access my home in Mosoriat in a Kapkeben village because even my road is in pathetic situation. So you can imagine if the senators, the road that goes to the senator's home is in pathetic, you can imagine the mama mboga and the border and the people who are at the bottom of the pyramid, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the fifth question, and therefore I want to challenge, you know, I didn't want to speak for other counties. We are allocating funds, but we need accountability. I want to challenge EACC. I have said, when even Governor Robert, Senator, now used to appear before me, I want to challenge EACC. Please, do your job. We cannot be appropriating money. And I want to, in fact, Madam Speaker, when you look under Article 219 of the Constitution of Kenya, if money has been appropriated by Parliament, and I hope the new CS Ndungu, because we censured the former CS Ukuri, Article 219, a county share of revenue raised by the national government shall be transferred to the county without undue delay and without deduction, except when the transfer has been stopped under Article 225. I want to call upon CS Ndungu, stop, don't, and stop violating Article 219. It's very clear. Release the money to counties. Release money to Mandera, to Vihiga, and many others, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, with those very many remarks, I know this bill has a timeline, and I agree with the mover that we need to do revision as soon as next week Tuesday. But I hope, there are sections of the bill I don't agree with, Madam Speaker, and I hope the chair, when he will be doing the reply, especially on the transfer of functions, just one comment only, Chair, through you, the Speaker, we need to agree. Madam Speaker, can the chair, as taking off notes, brief the House on how many transfers functions are yet to be given to counties, and how many costing, or how much that it should be due, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I want to tell the people of Nandi, I'm increasing money from 6.9 billion to 7.9 billion. But we must sit down as a county and don't give a chance, an open check to our governor to continue plundering our resources. We are going as a Nandi, I want to say before the floor of the House without fear of contradiction, we want to surrender all the functions to be assisted by the national government. We are suffering. Madam Speaker, I can even break down here, but as a man, in my culture, you don't cry in public. So, Madam Speaker, I'm restraining my emotions, Madam Speaker. This is a very serious matter. Madam Speaker, with those very remarks, I will consider my position, because it doesn't make sense to increase money to Nandi when there is nothing going on. When we'll be voting, I'll make my position known. With those very remarks, congratulate the Senator Roba and the committee. We wish you well. We hope you will lead us in many of those issues that we have raised. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to also say something about